know how Christians be.
Yeah.
If you ain't like us, if you don't say if you don't pray like we pray, no, you going straight to hell.
Okay, man. Whatever you say.
No, yo, you got half my head.
All right, y'all, it's the Humble Hustlers. We're going to get at it in a minute. Soon as O stop leaning on us.
Straighten that out. You got half your head, yo.
I want you to know that you live just everywhere.
When I woke up, I was live. I was born ready. As you all can see. Oh, what you doing? I told you. Look, he can't even get the camera right. I told you it's equilibrium on. That's what happened when you do that. You gotta reset, restore, man. You do your shit on. And you did it intentionally.
I came in the door, heard your mom do it all.
Well, I mean, I just knew it was off. It's reflective in everything you're doing. Not today, not right now.
Can you welcome the people to the show, please?
Hey, it's the Humble Hustlers. It's Big O, and we welcome you to the show today. We got on a little late, but we're here. It's me and my man. Let him introduce himself.
Hey. Big C in the house. What's up with you?
All right.
Humble Hustlers.
Humble Hustlers, I'm going to give my salute. I'm going to let him go ahead and do what he do. How you doing? How you greet the people, man? Peace. Yes, sir. So as you can see, it's a big day. It's a Monday night edition of Humble Hustlers, as you can see. Yeah. And, you know, he's a Raven fan. And Wayne ain't got to ask him what happened yesterday. You can tell by his gear that it wasn't a good day. And it's a Monday night edition because we come on at night 8 o'clock. So salute to my man Lip. I'm rocking the Von Miller throwback for you, even though Washington lost yesterday. You know, I'm rocking the Von Miller throwback for you. Salute to my man Lou. Man, get that man, throw it away, man. The man gods, they only favor the brave. Go ahead, y'all.
Only a fool be wearing a Denver jersey on a Monday night.
Man, we got Cincinnati tonight, man. You don't think we're gonna beat Cincinnati? I mean
y'all.
Unbiased opinion. Despite your dislike for me and my picks and my opinions, I mean, we talking about just football. You don't think they got a good chance against Cincinnati with no Joe Burrows in there?
Guys, I hate to say it, y'all might beat them bums.
There we go. That's all, man. I didn't see. I bet you now that you starting to admit facts or try to be a little more truthful. I bet your balance will come back. You won't be. But we want to share the topic that we want talk about today. Today we want to talk about the Maryland school system. And are you satisfied with the education that your children are receiving in the Maryland school system? What you think about that, C-No? What you guys say about the school system?
Well, I don't really think it's the Maryland school system. I think it's the people that teaching the school systems. Because like when I was coming up back in the days, and I always prefer back coming up when I went to school, when I was there, that the teachers really cared.
Right.
And so whether you was a problem or not, they still made it their effort and their priority to help you learn.
Right.
Today, I think they're you have more of them taking more just a paycheck than actually trying to get cook them across.
Let me just understand. So basically you're saying like the teachers in our day and time, they basically was a little more caring and concerned, and they probably went above and beyond their job in regard if you compare them to the teachers of the day. In your opinion, is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, because our teachers come on the basketball court and get us off the basketball court.
Okay. All right, but do you think it's really the teacher's responsibility to come get you out the basketball court? You supposed to be in school?
I don't think it's the teacher's responsibility, but I think it's the teachers that care a little bit more about their students, that they go above and beyond them.
Okay, I agree. Well, in any profession, I believe that if it's more a passion as opposed to a job, then you're more apt, or the probability that you'll go above and beyond it. And I think teachers is one of those jobs where it's a calling as opposed to employment. But I really wanted to. What really actually sparked me to suggest to you to talk about the school system today was that I was watching Fox 45 one morning, and you know, they be on the mayor's button, they be in the school system, and they got this dude, Chris Patz, and he was doing this report, you know, it's called Project Baltimore, so he basically be talking about the school system. And he was talking about this one particular school. Let me make sure that I get the name right, because I don't want to misquote it. But it was called Achievement Academy, man. And he was talking about the students that was proficient in math. And just take a wild guess how many students, and if I'm not mistaken, I think in the report he said it was 300 students. How many of those students were proficient in mathematics at Achievement Academy? Take a guess, yo.
I'd say out of 100.
Out of 300,
Out of
bro.
300, I'm gonna say 75.
75. You want to take a guess, Miss V?
Out of 300,
Out of 300, how many was proficient in math?
60.
60. So you said 60, and you said 75. Both of you guys are really gracious and y'all merciful. Man, can you
It's worse than
believe?
that.
Can you believe that there were only 9 students? Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 students proficient
My sister
in
said
mathematics.
9 students out of 300.
9 out of 300. So that meant 291, because I'm proficient in mathematics, were not proficient in mathematics in that school. And what was really stunning about it was that at some point when the school opened, they was receiving $21,000 per student, right? And then when the Kerwin Commission, and I'm gonna get into what that is and what they said, but when the Kerwin Commission gave their results and they implemented them, they actually doubled in the amount of money that they got per student, like $42,000 per student. And the last math score was only 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 was proficient in math.
Not 9%.
Right.
Not
9%.
9%, 9
individuals.
students. So 291 out of the 300.
What was their
not
attendance level like?
Was not proficient in mathematics. But that sparked me to ask you the question, Ms. B, to look up for us on what was the most recent math scores for the entire state, and what was that number?
The last school year,
Yeah,
it was 24.1% for the whole state.
24.1% of Maryland State students are proficient in mathematics. So you know what that means?
In the state of Maryland,
In the whole state of Maryland.
In her whole
So
state.
you know what that means? That means, because I'm proficient in mathematics, that if you subtracted 24.1 from 100, what would you get?
You ain't getting 50%.
You're getting 75.9. That's not proficient.
How about I
in
tell you about the
mathematics.
reading?
Wow. Mathematics is the most important subject, though.
Yes, it's important
Because you need numbers and everything.
yes, you need the formulas for mathematics. I'm just like when we was talking, we was debating what's the more important, reading or math, and I said it was mathematics because if you can't add words and add sentences to make sentences and add sentences to make paragraphs and paragraphs to make stories, how the hell do you communicate?
Right.
And I know that you ran across people like I ran across people that can't read shit, but they can count their paper out there on that track.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that can't read and write, but they can count.
They can count and keep that money straight. So yes, math is they're all important. They all are significant.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why. What was the test scores you asked her to look up for you?
Reading.
Reading. What percentage of how many people can read? And
Proficient.
Proficient.
Reading in Maryland.
Proficient
What
in
was your
reading. They just did from 3rd to 8th grade, 47%.
47%. And
The
again,
state.
that's for the state, and that's in reading. So in mathematics, 24.1% was proficient, and in reading, 47% was proficient. So that means that 53% were not proficient in math, and 75.9% was not proficient in math.
So what are they doing in school? I mean, I can't understand, like, for the proficiency of the grade levels for math and proficiency for the grade level reading is not that bad, but it's bad. Math is super bad. So what are they doing? What is the curriculum? What are they teaching?
Well, let me ask you a question then. If you say 47% is not that bad, what do you consider good?
I mean, if you get over 50%, you get 51, 52%. You're in the plus. You're in the plus. When you go under 50%, then you're in the minus. So that makes it in the state of Maryland. That means that's why it gives Trump the power to say that our schools are so illiterate that they can't even read and write.
Wow, 47%, man. That's crazy. That's in reading, and only 24% in mathematics. And then I never even thought about it until I got to the podcast, but I wonder what role attendance plays in that.
That's what I was wondering, because a lot of times it could be the attendance, they're not going to school, so enough people ain't even testing.
So my sister Tanya said
that's people that tested though now that I think about it, so they had to be present to take the test. To take the test. So
but what happens is the less people show up, the more the people there should learn. Because when I was going to school, classes was full. So if you ain't there and the class is empty and you tested the ones that are there, there's no reason why they shouldn't know. Because the teacher got more attentive.
Right, because she got
for those ones that are there.
She got less students to
as they should, but now a lot of at least Baltimore City school teachers don't show up. It's substitutes everywhere, and there's no work left to give to them. So the kids really not even getting anything.
Well, I don't think it's a matter that they're not showing up, because we don't want to do a negative connotation to the teachers.
I don't want to. I'm just going by what I said.
But it might be a matter of shortage of teachers. As opposed to teachers
not showing up.
Yeah, as opposed to them not showing up.
And it could be a possibility.
Same way like police. And what, every time they say it just blows my mind that they have over 500 openings. That they 500 less officers than what they say that they should have to actually police this municipality. So when you think of 500, that's a lot of openings. So I wonder how many openings that they have statewide for as teachers, because even though the Kerwin Commission, and I keep referencing it, and I'm going to talk about it, but one of the things that the Kerwin Commission did was it increased teacher salaries as well, because one of the things that the commission found was that the teacher salaries were so low, and it was not a motivating factor for students to enter that field.
I mean, I'm glad that you said that, because I can't see how
as a profession.
You can see a person put a basketball in a hoop and a person catching a ball get millions of dollars, but the people that teach you from childhood to coming into the world, they get less money than everybody.
Yeah.
So I think the teachers should be the ones getting the millions, and that way the motivation will be there more than the athletes. The athletes getting the millions. That's why the shame and glory has been misplaced. And what I mean by that is, we're going to glorify an athlete, but we're going to shun the teacher. So that's why we got people not going in that field, because they not being compensated for teaching the kids.
Yeah.
Or properly compensated.
I was going to read the definition.
Properly compensated at the level that they supposed to. But go ahead.
It says on Google says, yes, Baltimore City Public Schools does have a significant teacher shortage, particularly in special education and English as a second language. English as a second language, with many teachers on temporary certificates and high turnover rates, especially among new teachers. The district is implementing strategies such as increasing substitute requirements, reassigning certified staff, and introducing wellness programs to result in and retain more teachers.
Yeah, shout out for the viewer that shared that information with us. We really appreciate. We appreciate your comments. We appreciate your criticism, good and bad. And in fact, we just like to thank everybody for tuning in, lending us your eyes and your ears, and sharing your most valuable commodity, your time with me and C-Dope, as we share our ideas and opinions, commentary on different things that's going on in our community.
Let me read these real quick before you go on. Knowledge says, salute to the crew. That was on Facebook, over on YouTube. Michael Henry said it's parenting. So it starts at home, and teachers caring for the kids are at an all-time low. And over on Instagram, it's so much I miss. But somebody that did stick out that said, go Bears.
Right.
So my thing
Go
is this.
Bears.
Yes.
My
Yeah,
thing is this.
that wrong team. Broncos.
My-
Wrong team. Go
You,
ahead,
you said like they like a bear, but anyway.
Go ahead.
My thing is this: how many of us? When I say us, I'm talking about us as individuals, would willing to help and aid the school teachers. So if we help and aid the school teachers with the knowledge that we know, and
Good question.
take down some of the phones and the computers that's in front of the team, it's all right to be computer savvy, but the computers and phones they hindering the growth because we didn't have them, and look at some of us turned out good.
Yeah, but it's a different day and time. So those kids, they got to be everybody should be. I mean, this is a little bit off topic, but when we talking about, they should be digital prepared. They should be able to do everything digital because that's what everything is turned into. If we didn't have the electronic capabilities, we didn't even have internet. That's why I keep saying you be lying about all that stuff you did on the basketball court because none of that shit was recorded. I wish we did have internet back then.
My stats are still recorded.
They probably recorded on the security cameras down in Oklahoma somewhere.
Over on YouTube, Mike said, "Oh, we y'all we going to destroy y'all tonight. Let's go Bengals."
That's right.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, y'all ain't playing nobody good.
Yeah, but you know what? Now that he mentioned that, let me shout out to my man Lonnie Green. He's the only Cincinnati Bengal fan that I know. He's been a Cincinnati Bengal fan since we was kids playing electric football. If you know Chapman Nelson. But go ahead, you want to share something?
Yeah, over on Facebook, Tyrone Clark page, Paparazzi Denny said maybe homeschooling is the way because it is more available. Then he said, and nonprofit after school programs.
Yep.
So a lot of things we getting shortage on because we don't have available, and some people don't have it in the school system. You get out of a course of a day, they on their laptop learning lessons more than they get in handwriting from the book from the chalkboard. They don't even have chalkboards anymore. They use
I think
magic erase markers.
They started to go worldwide with putting them phones up during the school hours, but I think they should institute it more quicker, more faster. That you can't use the phones during the course of the school hour unless it's emergency, and go back to the chalkboards and all. See, a lot of them,
Yeah, because they don't even have
using
chalkboards
the AI
anymore.
and CP chats and all that to do the work. So you actually really don't know. So you get an answer, you put your phone on the table
And get your
and
ass.
get your answer, and you put your hand up like you studied, but you really didn't study. You know.
But see, that's just like the person on YouTube said. It starts at home. A lot of parents come up to school and say, "Give my child a phone back. Anything can happen. I want my child to have the phone," because things do happen in the school. But it's school to police, like you said, for the phone.
But that's why they should get somebody there that can monitor what's going on in school and alert every parent if something happened. If an emergency happened, you would be alerted in the first 5 minutes that it happened. So there's no reason for them to have a phone. Now, if you wanted some emergency happens at home, you want your child home, call me and we get you in the first 5 minutes. We got somebody that's monitoring that area.
Y'all focusing on the phone and all that. I want to know where all the paper going at.
The money that they getting paid?
Yeah, I'm talking about the school system. Where the paper going at?
I don't know.
Let me just get this information about the Kerwin Commission, and you'll understand why I'm asking this question. The Kerwin Commission was the Maryland Commission on Innovation and Excellence in Education. It was a multi-year initiative to research and recommend policy and funding reforms for the state's K-12 public education system. Its recommendations, known as the Kerwin Plan or the Blueprint for Maryland, Maryland's future, was passed into law in 2021 and aimed to improve educational quality by increasing teacher pay and resources, expanding early childhood education, improving career readiness, and ensuring equitable funding for all students. So that's why I was asking about where the money is going, because in that example that actually sparked me to suggest this as a topic for C-Note was the report on Fox 45 at the Achievement Academy. Their funding increased from $21,000 to over $42,000 per student once the Kerwin Commission was implemented. So, where is the paper going? Like, What? And then, have you seen? Well, you probably haven't, but you did. Have you seen the list that the kids get for school supplies?
Oh, it's
Especially
front and back. And this year is actually 2 pages stapled
yeah,
together.
second, third, fourth graders that they asked them to bring to school, and they asked them to bring enough for the entire class. So if they asking them to do that on the list, then that means that the school apparently recognizes that there's going to be a shortage in supplies. But why is that if they have had or having this infusion of cash as a result of the Kerwin Commission?
I don't know.
So they should have the supplies.
They should have it already.
And I know that we should have more than 24.1% of our students in the state proficient in math, and certainly more than 47% proficient in reading. And if you ask me, if the numbers ain't somewhere like 90%, then the school system is failing those kids, man.
So
Not no 50%, only half the students being able to read. Hell no. We need an overwhelming majority being able to read. You can't even fill out an application if you can't read. How you gonna apply for a job?
Well, you don't have to because you can't even sign your signature anyway.
So when I was coming up though,
They ain't even teaching
they
that.
had in every school they had a supply room where they had everything stacked up
Right.
in there.
They still do.
They probably got a supply room.
They still do. They still
why
work.
would they actually bring all that stuff then?
That's what they
Because
do.
they know that what they have in there when they start the year probably won't last through the year. And so that's those teachers that give a little more, those teachers that we were talking about that you were referencing early, that's more than likely those teachers that's putting that on the list because they know what's in the closet not going to get them through the year.
Yeah.
So they just try to do whatever they can do within their power to ensure that at the very least, my kids have it.
I think we should start right here. Make a teacher's entry salary $75,000 a year, and it can go up to $150,000 a year. We have an abundance of teachers trying to get in there for that salary, and they'll care about their job. But right now, nobody want a teaching profession.
They really don't. I'm trying to find pinpoint what I can take out of the information for the Kerwin Commission, and it's so much. It's like, do I even want
What
to?
you was looking for?
All right, so I was just trying to find out about the funds and where are they actually, going to.
They go to the different state jurisdictions schools. Each county county has like Baltimore City, Baltimore County, Anne Arundel County. Each one of them had their own school system. But then you have the Maryland state school system that supervises all the individual school systems.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I was focusing on the state and not particularly focusing on the city because we beat up on the city all the time. We already know what the city numbers look like, and we know why they like that. So that's why I particularly was wanting to focus on the entire state. So because it's not just a city problem.
Right.
It's a statewide problem. Anytime only 24% of the statewide students are proficient in math. And only 47% of the statewide students are proficient in reading. That's a problem for the state. And it's easy for us to focus on Baltimore City and forget about everybody else.
But they throw money in and lock them up. They don't throw it in education.
Well, apparently they are with the Kerwin Commission, but we just trying to figure out where in the hell is it going? Because apparently it ain't making.
Well, they say the money is from the Kerwin Commission is going to across the board at least a $60,000 increase to teachers for early childhood education, diverse teachers who are able to teach more than just English, different careers, like different things. They got it itemized down, but it don't show within the school.
Yeah,
it's not showing in the numbers. It's not showing in the numbers.
Because the numbers are stagnant.
Because teachers is not a preferred profession at this point. When you think about it, if you have a group of children, and you sit down and you talk to them about what you want to be,
none of them say I want to be a teacher.
You very
not
rarely,
no more.
You very rarely hear anybody say they want to be a teacher. You always hear them say They want to be a rapper. They want to be Lil Baby,
An
Future.
athlete.
They want to be an athlete. They want to be LeBron.
Or TYRONE Clark.
Oh, I want to be, no, they want to be Lamar. They don't want to be Tyrone Clark. They do not want to be on CNN. They do not want to be on CNN, man. You know what I mean? No. But I'm just joking. Or they don't want to keep walking around talking about their knee hurt. Or they don't want to race nobody and then they got to pull up lane because they don't want to pull their hamstring. But I'm going to stop right there.
Let me read some of the message from over here from Knowledge. He said they should have never have to lower the passing scores to get students to pass. That just says it all right there.
Yeah, but you know what? Go ahead.
Keith Adams said, hey, Keith, cousin, good evening. Keith Adams said, good evening, cousin. Good to see Brother Clark. It's been a long time. We grew up together. Cousin, don't use my time for that.
What's up, cousin?
Yeah, but you know what?
I'm thinking my cousin may say something real intelligent.
Before I get into Knowledge comment, man, shout them out. Shout their podcast out in this video.
Yes, definitely. Shout out to on the page he coming up is Deion Jones.
No, shout his podcast out though.
I'm about to, just for the people who reading it in the comments. It say Deion Jones, but at the same time, he is Knowledge. The other half of
Insight to the God.
Insights from the Gods.
Right, like him.
Every Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. right here at Timeless JMH Studios at all times. That crying laughing emoji, I don't know if that was you or my cousin, but I wasn't trying to be funny. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, but just the comment.
Yeah, definitely, we here for it.
Yeah, the comment on what Knowledge just said about them lowering the scores. You know, D is passing. You know, D was.
I know when I was in school, we had to have a 70 to pass.
Let's see. D is passing now, 60. So.
55.
Right. A D is passing now. And they allowed them just to get up out the bed, come to school in their pajamas and all that. And they were just trying to find anything to incentivize them to increase the attendance rule because the attendance was so. And I think that's just policy change that they made specifically in Baltimore City to increase the attendance rule because we had so many absent students. So they was like, if they come, we don't care how they come. They coming in with pajamas and slippers, at least if they had. So that's why
come as you are.
Yeah, as you are. Sort of kind of like.
If they saying come as you are, or are they saying come because you're counted in my budget? Because there's a lot of children who come.
As you are, they still won't get the allotted amount of money that's budgeted for the students on the roll. That's why they want them in there, and that was one of the issues that they were having. That was a problem that the guy Chris Papps, if you follow his Project Baltimore, the old Highland Park.
Yeah, the school.
They had an issue down there with one of the schools down there because they had students on roll that wasn't even attending the school.
I worked at a high school like that.
So they want them in there. They want the bodies in there, and at least if they have them in there, they have an opportunity or a chance to be able to educate them. So the first thing is to get them in the building. So that's why they instituted that. But I'm not in agreement with the changing the grades to a D because it's almost like you
like Knowledge said, you dumbing them down.
It's like you dumbing them down. But that is a result. That, and as you can recall, when we used to get suspended, we used to get sent home. Now they have a whole bunch of in-school suspension. All that was the result of, go back to when George Bush was in with the No Child Left Behind laws. And basically, just in layman terms, without us going into it, basically what that meant was, in the law it said that if a school reached a certain amount of suspension days, then they would lose federal funding. So what they do is, that's why they instituted so much of in-school suspensions now. So it's like you suspended, but you're still on roll, you're not sent home. So that school suspension days don't increase, so they don't lose the federal funding. Because despite the fact that you suspended, you're still in school. So that's why they have so much in-school suspension. You know, for us, we very rarely had in-school suspension. We would have detention, and then it went, and you know, at detention, that was detention. Then if detention ain't work, we got 3 days suspension.
Right.
We got sent home and if you scored on the grounds, you would get locked up for trespassing. But they don't do that. You got to really do something significant in school today for them to give you a suspension and send you home. And that's because of the No Child Left Behind laws and the little rule that they got in there about the number of suspension days, you know what I mean, that a school district can have before they start losing federal funding.
Do they still make you write on the board, I must
No.
not do 100,000?
No, they don't do that. They don't do that. Heck no, they don't do that. The kids barely have homework when they come home now.
Yeah, you hardly get homework.
You hardly
And
get
another
homework.
thing, when I was at Lamel, even if you got suspended, they had something that was called in-school suspension. So you took your stuff to that classroom. I'm not saying like suspended and go home.
I just said that because the No
All right,
Child.
because I was
the
reading
re-
the act. I was reading something different than what you were saying.
Right, the
I
No
was
Child
gonna
Left
pull that up.
Behind law.
I apologize.
Right, and the No Child Left Behind law. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna say it again. When you get suspension days sent home, a school district only gets a certain amount of those before they start losing federal funding. That's why they increased today in school suspension so that they don't send you home. So basically what they do is they send you to a detention room, and there be a room full of kids that's actually in school suspension, and they do their schoolwork in there. But they're not suspended and go home, and so that's not reflected in any suspension days for the school district, and so they're not at risk of losing any federal funding.
So what happened to Are You Smarter Than the Fifth Grade?
That was a TV show. that was a TV show. That actually wasn't. And then in regards to the grades, they had something about they had a plank in the No Child Left Behind law about the number your failing rate. So as a result of that, what they did was they dropped the passing. They dropped the bar for passing from a C, which was 70, to a D, which is 60. So then you have the probability of you have less students failing if you drop the bar from a 70 to a 60, and then you tell them come as you are, wear your bonnet, your scarf, don't even wash your face, just jump out the bed in your pajamas, put your slippers on, come. You know what I mean?
Attendance was 30% of the 65%, or passing the 70%. So all you had to do was show up sometime and they was gonna pass you.
That part.
Yeah, well,
If you had a perfect attendance, you gonna pass anyway, whether you learned anything or not.
yeah, well, attendance is, well, and that's certainly what they're doing now, because, again, the failure rate, all that is built in the No Child Left Behind law. So once George Bush instituted that, that's when you start seeing them changing all the particular policies to what they are now, where it's saying like, damn,
So you saying
like it's
basically,
nothing close to what we went to when we was going to school.
so you saying basically the Maryland school system is setting the kids up to fail?
And yeah, hell yeah. If you happy with 24% being proficient in math statewide, and you happy with 47% being proficient in math, I'm reading statewide, hell yeah, you setting them up. And again, you need to know both. Both are significant. But if you can't add words to make sentences and sentences to make paragraphs and paragraphs to make stories, you can't communicate.
How do you explain yourself if you
Yeah,
can't put all that together?
so
I'm
you
in a
need
classroom where you have one first grader, one second grader, one third grader, one fourth grader, and they all learning the same thing. So that means everybody's meeting the minimum of that first grader
Yeah.
in order to get
So they're not bringing the first grade up to the
You must
fourth
be in
grade.
some kind of alternative class.
is a class for
Alternative
behavior
students.
children.
Yeah, alternative. Well, that class is going to be that educate the protocol for teaching them is different from them. The protocol would be for like a regular, public school student.
I think that's a
You know
crutch
what
to
I
help
mean?
them stop learning children.
I believe so. I believe
Behavior
so.
children.
I believe
putting
so.
them in different classes and catering to them because they tend
I
to
believe
act out,
so.
and because
If you
a lot of the act out would be staged, and they know nothing wrong with the kids. Really, they just want some attention and get away from doing their work, and so they act up.
In some
based
cases,
on
in
the
some
way their
cases.
mother-
what I'm gonna do is I'm not even gonna dispute that fact or
Thank you.
I'm not gonna what I am gonna do is I'm not gonna dispute you, but what I am gonna do is I'm gonna challenge you to do is just to go volunteer maybe about 2 or 3 hours in one of those alternative schools.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't volunteer. I go to work
No.
every day, 8 hours, and what I see. I'm just telling you what I see, what I know from my point of
'Cause you
view
there.
of 5 days a week.
Because you're there.
You have more behaviors than low academics in those classrooms. Now, we had one kid that actually was pushed to a regular class, but instead of them, one day we're going to train them this day to get them on track. They pushed them from one day to that Monday in that class. The kid ran out the whole school today. It is some behaviors. It's some children who cannot take the anxiety of it. But you also ain't saying, look, Mom, I'm gonna need you to come up here and do this. We're gonna need, you got a one-to-one, you got everything that you need, so now we gotta find out what else is missing. Another aide had to come help the principal today to walk her through what was being taught in the classroom by the teacher. No, they not the brightest in the bunch. Real quick, over on Facebook, Keith Adams said I volunteered full time for 2 years when my daughters were in school and witnessed failing students being promoted to the next grade level. If those students could not move on, it would give the principal a bad review. The school could also lose funding. Keith, I agree, because I taught high school back then.
I agree, Keith. That's what I just said.
Yeah, I know what you said, but I also gotta say what the viewers say, because that's how we keep their attention.
I mean, y'all be presenting like you presenting a different point of view, so that's why
No,
sometimes I had.
so it's like everybody kind of giving their put.
Yeah, sometimes I had to dig and headlights look because I be wondering
Like, didn't I just say that?
No, I be wondering. Yeah.
So I think if you could bring the student parents in the classroom and teach, get them acclimated to what we're teaching, because they don't act right if the parents there. They tend to act right. They don't tend to act up because you don't act right. Somebody tell me my mom was coming to school. Oh, you don't. I'm gonna get a serious ass, or I'm gonna be.
You seriously on point.
So,
right.
But if you can bring a parent in for a week, a month out of a month that they had to come in for a week out of a month, I think that would help a lot too.
Okay, that's a wonderful suggestion. How many parents have a week out of a month to take off work?
How many of them is working?
A lot of them. A lot of them are working.
I don't know, because
I tend to take the more positive view.
We see,
and I know that it definitely parents.
But it is a lot of parents
definitely need to be more involved. But I know that if your child was in a school and they just pushing your kid along,
I'm gonna be there.
If they just pushing your kid along, and you know your kid ain't progressing, and you know your kid don't belong in that next grade, and they keep going putting them in the next grade, and you keep letting the school do that. When it first started, it's on the school. But as it continued, it's on you at that point.
It's on you as a parent.
Because you know the capability of your children. And if you don't, it's still on you because you should know the capability of your children.
So how many parents care? They're going to make time to help their kids
That's
grow?
the question. That's the question, Clark, because like O just said, a lot of people really can't take off. When I divorced and I became a single parent, I worked overnights because I needed to be a parent throughout the day. If you are put in that situation, you can do it. You will do it if you have no other choice.
So let me say this then. What's the commission called? What the money is at?
Yeah, the Kerwin Commission.
The Kerwin Commission.
I just want to make well, why the Kerwin Commission can't pay certain parents when they come to for that week
a stipend.
So they won't miss their pay, but in the same token,
because they pay people. They pay people like us, which we only could go but so far because my background is in mental health, not in what they're learning in the class, and that's not my child. So I cannot even. I was going to say I can't even treat them like a parent would because the level of respect is not even there.
A stipend for parents to come in and sit for a couple days.
I agree.
During the course of the month. And because they say they lose a finance, but some of them don't got no finance. So it gives a double incentive. One, if I ain't got a finance, I can get this stipend to help my kid. Two, if I take off work and come help my kid, I'm still getting paid. So you still get incentive, and the money is being allocated to that to help better the school
through those funds. Over on YouTube, Dennis said, well, most parents have multiple kids as well, so they don't have enough time to be able to go to each child. School, whatever.
They don't have time to make them change their.
Did you hear that, Dennis? Let me type it in just in case they didn't catch it. Say it one more time, Clark.
They have time to make them, but they don't have time to help the kid grow to a better stage.
What you keep looking at me for?
I ain't saying I'm saying.
I mean, you keep looking at me like
because I know you gonna say
no. I'm not gonna say
the stuff that's going on. So I'm looking at you like you gonna put it.
No, you looking at me like you want to fight. I'm not gonna.
I definitely don't want to fight. If I probably tear that Bronco jersey off, but I don't want to fight.
I mean, if you want to have a pessimistic view of the student parents, I mean that's fine. That's your choice. I just tend to have a different view. It's not always optimistic.
Well, your view is your view, and my view is my view. That's why You have opinion.
That's why everybody had their own opinion.
Right, but what I'm saying is
whatever you eat don't make me shit.
I didn't say that, but why do you? I just want to know why the hell you keep looking at me.
Because it's easier to look at the person because you come back with stuff.
Because every time Clark says something, I'll say, well, I don't look at it like that, right. But I'm not going to say what them say, but I'm going to say this, Clark. So in other words, Clark's shit don't matter. Listen to what I'm saying. So that's why I keep looking at it. It's your turn.
But it do make sense. But that goes back to that topic that we had
and you should ask
about
me,
social services.
You shouldn't be so defensive because I've never said that Clark shit don't mean nothing.
No, I'm saying you're saying in general. That's not what I'm saying. That's not how I see it. You ask me how I see something. Then I say how I see it, and you'll say, well, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not going to address it. But what? In other words, fuck what you're saying.
I'm not saying no.
So let me say this. This kind of goes back to the conversation that we had
I don't know where yo just went left.
I'm going left. You went. Sometimes you go left, I gotta go left. All that you go high, I go low. We go high, I go high. You go low, I go low. You said this. What you said? Your last conversation, I said something. You said, yeah, but I don't see it that way. I see it this way. But it's my opinion. Of course, you're not gonna see it my way.
Right, and all I'm doing is sharing my views. So I'm saying and then sometimes I said I agree. So when I say, I agree with that,
it's rare.
And then I say, I'm supposed to share my opinion, but it seems like my opinion ain't appreciated.
Well, your opinion is appreciated. I guess it's just always a rebuttal. So I want to go.
Everybody's opinion is
Let's bring back to what Dennis said.
Never said nothing about your opinion don't mean shit.
Let's bring back. So what Dennis said was most parents have multiple kids as well and not enough time. Here's the thing: if you are having multiple kids this young back to back, that ain't on me. That ain't on the school system.
So you ain't giving
you ain't giving yourself a grace period to get this one out the door before you great fumble and have another one. And then another one. That should be another rule. We had this topic when we did the outside conversation.
So you can get one out and then help the other one.
The young lady said that they told her basically if she had another child, put it on her caseload at social service, then she would get more funds.
So it's about money.
So again, it was back to money. So it's like either way you look, it's back to money. So I'm trying to get Dennis' point. I'm waiting for him to reply. Dennis got to stop replying through the phone and just put his stuff on the thing.
That's why I said. But that's why if the current commission were to make a stipend for the kids, they wouldn't have to, or the mother to help them. Then they wouldn't have to have another kid.
True.
And in other countries, they don't allow you to have a certain many kids.
Anyway.
So.
That was a movie. What about what is it called? What happened to Monday? You couldn't have like multiple children. This one girl had 7 babies at one time.
So in China, I think.
And she died during childbirth.
In China, I think you only can have 2 babies.
Yeah, you can only have like a certain amount. So since she had 7, the father took custody of the children and named each one of them a day of the week. So you could only go outside on that day that it was your day, and all the kids looked alike. So one little girl went outside one day, cut her finger off playing. Grandfather had to take everybody's finger off because he needed the world to see them as that same one little girl. It's a good movie. It's on Netflix. What happened to mine? I'm just saying, and sometimes people put themselves in rocky situations as the example that Dennis gave when that's not for us. All I'm saying is get your children on the right track. Teach them something. COVID came and everybody went downhill. You seen more people showing their parents naked or in their pajamas than they did showing what the teacher teaching them in school.
Wow. So
Dennis said it is a good idea, but it's not reality.
Yeah, but so I'm saying this. So did COVID help set the educational setback?
Yes.
That would have been the best time for the homeschool.
You would think that would have been the best time for homeschooling to start. A lot of people should have started homeschooling after that, but they did not.
But when COVID shut down the world, they didn't make the kids have to continue to learn.
No, a lot of people didn't do that. Because when I knew school was going to shut down, I got my grandchildren desks and they stayed with me during the week. And I taught them, this was before school stopped. So by the time school stopped, we was already on our pattern. But I can actually see the other kids in their classroom while the teacher taught, and she would sit down sometimes, which also made it in turn, when they came back the following year, the teachers all had TV screens in their classroom now.
Oh,
So it got even easier for them after COVID.
So they was making them do computer learning, because that's why they gave everybody Wi-Fi, because they're not to have excuse. But they gave everybody Wi-Fi.
And gave everybody a laptop.
and a laptop to learn on, so they could still continue schooling, but they really wasn't schooling.
Right.
Wow.
So a lot of things went left after COVID, and they blaming it on COVID. Like now, this Thursday coming up, we get a day off, like a COVID cleaning or something. Like really, give me
Thursday?
Friday. Give me Friday off. I want Friday off.
But
Yeah,
if
it's
you
no
get Friday, you gonna say you want Monday.
Give me Monday too. Shit, I'm all for it. Real quick, over on Facebook, keep saying I was able to change my work shift so I could dedicate myself to be at the school during the day. I stayed from 7 a.m. until the end of aftercare. We must make serious and dedicated sacrifices when it comes to our young people. But if you don't personally give a shit, challenges will continue. That's what I said. I worked overnight and I stayed up all day and I still was a parent throughout the day.
So
It's up to the person what they gonna do.
We're in the process of opening a PRP program. Then maybe you can send the kids up there after
Definitely.
school and allow us to teach them some things, and maybe that'll help. Maybe we can start.
And
getting
make
some
sure you
kids
vet
in,
them. Make
get
sure
some
you vet
kids
them.
in, some parents come in, and then we can maybe we can raise the grade level a little.
I didn't know that y'all was doing that. That's a great idea. I actually do PRP counseling too. I'm all for mental health for the people that look like me. Not that I'm objected to anybody else, but I definitely want people that look like me that have great mental health. So I'm in the school system, I'm in the evening, and I'm somebody's grandmother after that. But at the end of the day, I can't be the only person.
Right. So we in the process of starting.
So I think that's a good idea. Congratulations.
And,
Hats off to y'all.
I think that'll be.
Hey,
I
Sean.
think that'll be in effect the next maybe
Sorry,
two
y'all.
to 3 weeks. So if you do have a kid that's slacking or something, you can send them to us and let us try to
Yes.
teach them. Let us try to upgrade them to a different state of mind and level of thinking.
Very important. Very important. PRP programs are important, especially if you got the right team, you got the right people working with them. PRP programs are very important. But there's so many people that's in it for the coin. You got, muddle your way through. But y'all good guys, so I can see it going.
Yeah. So to keep continued on about the school process, I think that school in general is very important, and I think that we had to put more emphasis on it to our kids, because remember, these kids are our future. If they don't know nothing, how they gonna be something?
They can't even sign their name.
Look, education is the key.
And as we always say, what you put in is what you get out. So if you ain't putting up many of these kids and they can't read or math or do math, when they grow up to take the next generation to the next phase, how is we gonna be able to move?
Because who we're looking at now is our future presidents, mayors, senators. These are people that's going to run the world.
So what, they gonna run it with AI?
I guess so, because they don't even have to learn how to sign their name anymore. I'm still stuck on
They
that.
don't even do a cursive no more. In schools no more, do they?
Nope, they don't teach cursive.
Nah.
Uh-uh.
Wow.
Nope.
Right.
It was a young man in my training class before school started, in his 20s, and he said, put your signature, sign this part, print right here. He print his name, and then he printed his name again.
Shout out to Cal Palmer.
Didn't even know how to do it. Didn't know how to do his
everything.
signature.
He said that's the key. That we gotta start teaching education of everything, because that's the new curriculum.
And that's where you come in at. Teach your children your own self.
Right. It starts at home, like they say. It starts at home, and they're gonna finish at home. But if you don't start at home, how can you finish at home?
That's true.
Kids are getting away with murder. I ain't talking about physical murder. They're getting away with it today because when I was coming up, if you didn't do homework, you didn't do what you supposed to do in school, there was no going outside.
Yeah, they definitely ain't with none of that consequence of that. They suspended from school.
They're scared to discipline the kids now.
Still go football practice.
Yeah, you ain't going to football practice. You don't do that homework. That was out.
Yeah.
The things you like the most is the things you take first. So you can be able You see what they say. I watched a football clip where the little kid was playing football, and they was telling him, if you don't go out there and hit, you're not getting that phone, you're not getting this.
And he went and killed everything on the field.
And he went out the field and played the best he could play. So it's the same way with education.
Yeah. A lot of people put it on the parents or bring it on the upbringing. How you guide your children is how you guide your children. But after they get that 17, 18 mark, they're going to still do what they want. Now, they might gravitate back to your way when they get to their 30s. But for a minute, they're going to do what they want to do.
Right.
They're going to do what they want.
Because after they get a certain age, they start thinking for themselves.
Yeah.
But we want them, before they get that certain age, that they already know something before they start thinking for themselves.
Yeah.
That way they can utilize what they did learn to make better decisions. Is there any questions, comments, suggestions?
Yeah, because I'm over here trying to like, boom, 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 boom.
Show me y'all still there. Feed in.
It's a big difference. There's a lot going on. A lot of, especially with the bullying and stuff. There's a lot of reasons why children just don't even want to go to school. Or the cursing and stuff at home, they bringing it to the school. So people like us who giving our time trying to mentally prepare your child for the next grade or prepare them for half a day, they cuss us out like we animals in the street. And the parents say, don't call me, she on your time.
Yeah, she said work with you.
Mineral.
She at work with you. Don't call me on my time. I'm at work, I can't have my phone out.
Yeah, that's because we started raising kids as our friends instead of not our children.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we look at them as, this is my best friend. I'm going to take him everywhere I go, do what I do, but not
And
you.
it's not okay. This kid, I can't say much because I don't want to give it away, but this kid, you in my inbox, you shouldn't do that. This kid actually, like, every Monday is beat down, tired, can sleep from every period, every subject. I'm waking her up. She go back to sleep. Look, I had so many drinks last night. The wine festival was here a couple weeks ago. She came in Monday. I had 2 bottles of wine. I am fucked up. Please, Miss Malone, do not bother me today. And I was like, well, you know, what the fuck can I do? I mean, you asked me nicely.
Yeah, if your mother
But
lets you drink, what am I supposed to do?
What I'm going to do? And you call a parent, and all the parent like, look, I can't have my phone out at work. She on your time. What can I do?
Yeah. So how can you teach a kid to come in and tell them they want to sleep?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. She went to the wine fest. Didn't think about no school.
She wasn't thinking about school. School was not on her list.
yeah, you know, so those of y'all know, I'm going to tell y'all now, I'm not in love with the Ravens like I used to be. I'm starting to fall out of love. So don't bet your money on the Ravens, because right now there's some trash.
So I thought that's not the team you've been wearing, and you got the Cartier purple. Black.
You ain't got to keep
Yeah.
going.
Because I know last week you had on some Cartier purple lenses now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because you know I don't watch football clock, so I'm just asking to be
Neutral
sure.
now, that's why they white. He neutral.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sad.
day he'll have it to
I'm starting to go get me a paper bag to put over my head.
Is that bad?
I'm so ashamed of the Ravens.
Yeah, you should be.
And then the bad part about it, I got tickets coming up the next game, and
Yeah,
I really don't want to go. I really want to sell my tickets.
Go show your face.
You gotta still support your team.
Yeah, you gotta show your face.
I'm not saying I'm a quitter, but I'm a quitter.
No, you need to go down there and show your face with them. You need to go down there and suffer. You know about suffering with the people you love. Go down there and suffer with them.
I think that's insanity for me to keep doing the same thing over and over again.
Well, we got Verb.
No,
You wanna see?
that'll never happen.
Or maybe take a youth with you who
Maybe
don't normally
I'll take it
get
what
to
they
go
call
to stuff.
hyenas and take off.
Hiatus.
Yeah, take off.
Just go ahead and run.
Yeah.
What? Just gonna be with no team.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop watching sports altogether.
Is it that bad? See, I don't watch football, so I don't know. Is it that bad?
Well, you wouldn't know because you asking, is it that bad?
Yes,
You
it's that
saying
bad.
don't stop
Went to the
watching
lounge with
sports.
one of my homegirls, and I kept yelling, "Roll Tide!" And she was like, "Yo, stop! This is not even." I was like, "I don't know." I heard it before, so now I just every time somebody talk football, I say, "Roll Tide!" They be like, "Yo, she gotta go."
Yeah,
I ain't going nowhere.
Well, I'm thinking about stop watching sports for a few. Might save me some money. Cause
It might.
you know, sometimes you say you ain't addicted to gambling, but you wind up gambling because it's your team.
So you don't go and do it anyway.
So why lose your money on a team that's Sucks.
Well, stop gambling and just watch it for fun.
I can't watch it for fun. I can't watch sports unless I got something on it.
Really?
Yeah. I can't sit there and watch
You
a
wanna sweat the
football,
game.
basketball game unless it's the adrenaline. Like it's almost like the adrenaline. Like if you smoke weed or something, you get the adrenaline rush. I get adrenaline rush by gambling on the sports. Only though. I don't gamble everything.
He
Okay.
said he was addicted. He said it himself.
So, but now since they losing like that, it will save me some money, and I can cure my habits.
Until you just go $5 to the battle. That's all.
Nah. Like yesterday, when they was losing, I actually cut the TV off and watched me a movie. I ain't watched no more sports. I rolled over about 11:30 and caught the Dallas game, but the rest of the games I ain't catch. Like the night I might
So
not
you
even,
didn't watch your own team?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I might not even watch the Broncos tonight.
They ain't gonna miss you. It's gonna be enough eyes on it.
So,
Matter of fact, there's only 2 games on tonight. It's going to be some people that ain't going to want to watch them. That's going to watch them because ain't nothing else on but sports and they love sports. So they ain't
I
going
have no clue.
They not
what
going
be
to miss
happening
your
on
4
football.
eyes.
yeah.
They not going to miss them.
So
It's going to be millions
Yo,
of eyes on them tonight.
This cannot be the same man that had the 10 out back, the camera following them,
Yeah,
ready
that's
for
right.
your team. This is
Yeah.
just a week ago, Clark.
you notice that we ain't have it this week.
Yeah.
We ain't have live from Humble Hustlaz headquarters this week.
Yeah, fam.
You know why? Because I didn't watch. I wasn't on
I
social
didn't
media
have
this
it
week.
Yeah,
because I didn't
fam,
feel
fam.
confident.
You-
I didn't feel confident in my mom.
Yeah, fam,
Oh, when I
fam.
say the yard is laid, I said, Dad, can I get a seat under the tent? That's how late it is. This week, the boy ain't even put it up.
We should see the fly.
I
I've been there before.
I'm just telling the viewers who don't know.
I've been there before.
He lay it out.
I've been there when it was just a little
Angela,
TV in
they
there.
got me so sad. I don't know what to do.
You don't even know.
Angela Jones said that we all feel the same way. I don't think you feel the way I feel.
No, we all don't feel the same way. Y'all just feel that way.
We still we have to support
Yeah.
our Ravens.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep, y'all do.
I see why the man went postal now. Nah, that's just joking.
Watch it.
Just joking,
Watch
just
it.
joking.
You're gonna get the podcast took down.
I just joking.
As soon as it starts scrambling, we'll be looking at me. No, it ain't me. It ain't me.
I ain't gonna look at you.
But I just want to say, keep your head up, keep thinking positive. Let's try to work out something where the school people can help our kids or we can help our kids. It starts with self. Each one teach one. Man teaches man, steel sharpens steel. Let's sharpen the kids' skills. And also,
And schools don't let everybody volunteer, so volunteer at home. Babysit. Go to after school programs. Start something.
I mean, you can volunteer at the Y. They got all kinds of little non-profit or little tutorial programs that be more than willing to take you.
Tell them one more time, because it sounds loud.
Non-profit be more than willing to take your time volunteering, to assist in programs. You just
Good.
gotta reach out, you just gotta move, you just gotta get up, move.
Just get up and move.
Yeah, a body in motion stays in motion, and a body at rest stays at rest. So slow motion is better than no motion at all. And with that, we out.
Humble Hustle Gear, y'all. Don't forget, sweatsuits coming out. I gotta put my website out so you can order online. Big old stay on what's priorities. I'm skipping my priorities and gotta get back to my
We're
priorities.
going to start having stuff in here on the table so y'all can just go and place your order right on the screen.
Right.
We're going in. All right.
Y'all have a nice day. Peace. You say,
Uh-huh.